Alright, so we're on Arabia for round number 1 of the Aussie AoE4 Championship 2022. We got Gilv playing off against MrMonday. A red trunks Rus versus a blue trunks French. So best of 1. Everything's on the line here. Well, not quite. The loser goes through the loser's bracket. The winner stays in the winner's bracket. So Gilv, everything on the food, of course, for French. MrMonday, a macro hunting cabin. Get out that third scout without interrupting his villagers. Allow him to go for even more if he needs. Or get wheelbarrow and give him that tasty gold gen early on. Which means you can also, you know, both afford wheelbarrow and for H2. MrMonday a little bit slower on the scouting there, stopping and figuring out what he's going to do. Hasn't shift commanded onto these deer. Going to slow him down a little bit, but he's going to get all of them, I think, anyway, because there's no scout here from Gilv to pick them off. I think Gilv's just gone. Oh, he's gone for 2 scouts. Pretty much a must against Rus anyway, because you want to be able to try and at least deny your own hunts and wolves, if not theirs. Oh, Gilv doing a bit of distance gathering, but noticing. Fixing it up. MrMonday. Wooden food gathering, this is pretty standard. For us, they're going to generate the gold they need at the cabins and the bounty system. Monday actually managing to get a couple of wolves there. Gilv managing to get one himself. So not going to get him any value, but at least it's going to deny his opponent the gold. So you can rest assured he's not feeding MrMonday too much gold. He's only at only at about 233, when really he probably needs to be at 350 to both get the age up and get wheelbarrow. Gilv really about to start his age up. I think the Rus age up is slightly slower, but overall you do get a bit more resources. And you set yourself up for probably the easiest second town center opening in the game, considering you can just dump 200 gold that you're going to generate, while you're taking the age up. You know, again through finishing off your bounties through your cabin. You might opt to actually gather a tiny bit of gold. Turn 200 gold into 300 stone after you've had the golden gate up for a minute, because you're going to need 2 supply. In the meanwhile, the French player is going to be looking at putting on the pressure. So oftentimes, I guess you probably want to go for the barracks first. French, I mean, can also go for second TC if they wish. Gilv going to go for a mill now, so he's going to be able to work towards his wheelbarrow. Pretty normal for French, because I mean, this way he gets an early night, but also gets wheelbarrow. Sets himself up to be able to take second town center or just beeline night mass. So only 3 villagers on that school camp, because he wants to be able to gather quite a bit of gold behind this. Well, no, Rus player, 5 villagers, 5 to 7, pretty standard actually for the Golden Gate. They tend to want to try and force this up, so they can get that second supply tick pretty quickly. Because MrMonday, right now it's pretty close to 200 gold, so I mean, he could go for that second TC expansion pretty quickly and just work towards on a bit more wood gathering. Oh yeah, there we go. Sorry, I've got Gilv's resources. So MrMonday going for a bit of scout harass on Gilv. Just checking out what his opponent's got for now. So aging up's pretty much the same time here. Heavy Knight. Sorry, not Heavy Knight. Royal Knight going to be on the way. And a fairly quick archery range as well. Gilv wants to be able to, you know, defend his knights in the event that MrMonday goes for a really, really quick barracks over second town centre, or trying to get on a hunt, because if you can, crazy wood gathering here. So fort and hunting cabin going up now. Another one back at home. On the wood line, I thought, because he was banking about 400 wood, he might be going for the second town centre, but it looks like he's going to go for pair of forts first. Really helpful because it acts as a bit of a wood steroid. That villager harass, that scout harassing the villagers. Eventually backing off, so Gilv is going to go for second town centre behind this. Fielding that first and second, oh, the first knight and then a horseman, then another knight. So you can't necessarily afford mass knights while looking to take a quick second town centre here, but what he can do is just alternate between knight and horseman production. And MrMonday actually going for stables before a barracks here. So Knight's going to find this hunt here, but MrMonday, bearing in mind, can just garrison. He's going to be a bit slow on it. Dropping a villager there. So Gilv back out, a little successful, taking a bit of damage, but he'll survive, so he can always get chivalry once he takes a bit more damage on a couple of other knights. Because it's actually quite an expensive tech, and it takes a while to build compared to your regular units. Compared to your units, like, it's going to cost you like 3 horsemen or 2 knights in terms of production. So Gilv's got some stuff at home to defend, stuff out on the map. MrMonday, in the meanwhile, is going for barracks stable, and has one of his own knights. I'm going to try harass Gilv. Got another knight, and he's upgrading to hardened spearman, so he'll be able to start pushing back knights as well. But bearing in mind, Gilv, double range and a barracks behind all this. I do like this from Monday. It makes it hard for Gilv to actually try and engage and disengage quickly through here. Have to soak up a bit more tower fire to try and harass this hunt, but the hunt right now is in a bit of threat. It's going to take a while to get back inside that fortress, so another villager or two is going to fall here. Well, Monday really just keeping an eye on everything Gilv's doing at home for now. Really only dropped 2 villagers, bearing in mind, so he's not terribly far behind, but he has gone for a lot of production facilities quite early here. He might have been able to sneak in a second town centre, because Gilv now looking at throwing one down, I guess, probably over near that hunt, but he's going to have to bring these fills back. So Gilv getting a bit of vital intel, seeing the blacksmith and another barracks go up, and he was able to save his vills there. MrMonday a bit unfortunate, but able to keep his knight alive, though it did take quite a bit of damage, and as Rus, he's not going to be able to heal that early on. Well, here we go. Gilv's gone for rejuvenation in the meanwhile. He's gone for double barracks and ranges behind this, because he knows Monday's going to be investing in knights and horsemen, as well as his own spearmen. So, second town centre in town. Gilv actually going to go for in quite a distant spot, but he's going to mill this hunt as well. Meanwhile, MrMonday picking off some of his vills. This is quite good for Monday. He's managed to pick off 2 so far there. behind all this. Monday hasn't taken any armory upgrades. Bearing in mind, if the French player throws down a blacksmith, he instantly gets Bloomery, the melee damage upgrade, for free. No eco-techs other than Wheelbarrow at the moment for Gilv. And same for MrMonday at this point. Now the cool thing about this is, even though it's so distant and quite dangerous, I don't think MrMonday's actually seen this go up. So as much as he's going to try and cut Gilv off from the hunt, Gilv's already on it. I mean, he can't get on this one, so it's going to be difficult because he's going to run out of food here at his sheep, and he's going to have to move onto these berries, and even then that's going to be harassable, but I think he's going to be able to make use of the second TC through all this. Monday in the meanwhile, gathering quite well. Rus Eco on Huntables, so strong, strongest in the game. And a bit of worker idle time here for Gilv. Nice composition here for Monday with knights and spears, but bearing in mind Gilv has spears, an archer, a horseman, and some knights. Oh, he's got plenty of archers, sorry. 10 archers. It's going to be hard for Monday to engage in this because he hasn't actually got any range in his comp. Gilv has, I guess, the initiative advantage in the sense that he does have those ranged units, and he does also have knights of his own, so he can really quite take care of the knights. But he's going to try and pick off the scout if he can. Monday's going to notice and evacuate it. Monday in the meanwhile, making good use of his golden gate. He's been flicking through his supplies. He hasn't gone for a second TC, instead I guess just pumping it between the resources to maximize his production here. Not gathering any gold at this point. He's just going on the hunts to start with, and then I guess dumping the food and wood into gold to field his knights. Because gold gathering for Rus is relatively slower than their food and their wood gathering, because I mean you've got your fortress steroid, and then your bounty system bonus, I think, double applies for huntables. Or they've just got a base of being slightly faster on huntables. Either way, Rus hunt gathering is wicked. So Gilv having to try and tower up, just make sure he can get through this. But, I mean, he can always just gather a little bit of stone. He's walled himself in. It'll be hard for Monday to harass him at this point. And really all he probably has to do is gather a little bit of stone, work towards his castle age. Monday also looks to be working towards his castle age with the amount of food he's got in the bank at the moment. He's going to run out on this hunt soon, but then he'll probably be able to take this boar. Bearing in mind that also gives him a little bit of gold, and he'll be able to gather so quickly from it. Monday doing a nice job of camping in range of a couple of the sacred sites and on top of a relic there. So in the case of the French player getting the quicker age up, which is I guess unlikely because Rus has so much boom mechanics up their sleeve, he's not going to get what would otherwise be one of the safe relics. Gilv may have actually given away his town center position here, but at the same time, Monday probably just thinks he's trying to just make it hard for him to raid around the map. But this is good for Gilv because he's really going to be able to wall in this second base as such. Just make it hard for Monday to really raid him at all. So Gilv looking to push out. He's on 88 pop. Monday on 80, so there's not really a huge pop difference. Monday getting that third age on the way with the Abbey of the Trinity, so the half price warrior monks. As I said, they tend to really be the quicker of the two in this matchup in aging up and going for the relic control. So, Wooden Fortress, under threat. A lot of villagers actually forcing this up, so it's going to go up quite quickly, but at the same time, a lot of villagers ripe for the picking that aren't gathering right now. So Monday really locked up on food, which is important because at this stage, everything's going to cost him food to produce. It's either going to be food gold or food wood, so it's a tough fight, and Gilv really forcing him to try and not overextend with the knights because he's got so many spears now, and Gilv's own bow spear comp doing wonderful at the moment. He's really mowing down a lot of the gold gathering villages now, so Monday having a retreat, not a lot of gold in the bank as well, so no more knights able to be produced from him. Gilv can look at really just pushing with his own knights and archers from here. Haven't seen if Gilv's gotten a blacksmith yet. Yes, he has. So he's gotten free bloomery. Hasn't taken siege engineering yet, but oh, here we go. He's just queued it up right now because he knows, based off that fight, he can look at pushing with rams on the next one. And GG, Monday taps out. Well played, guys.